Okay guys, I thought that I would check in and just give you a little update. As you will know, I was in the hospital yesterday, so there isn't going to be a vlog as such tonight, just more or less me just talking. I'm just going to give you a little rundown of what happened and why. I did like go through a little bit of the basics last night, giving you a brief kind of update of where we were, what we were doing, and why I didn't carry on vlogging the night before. So as you know, the night we came back from Sue's and Frank's, we were losing like a really very light brown discharge, and as you know, that is quite concerning, especially when you've miscarried like not that long ago when you think about it. So obviously in the back of our minds something was wrong. We were on pins all night. I do apologise, I've got a really froggy throat. I don't know whether it's the heat, but my eyes are stinging so bad today, so I think my hay fever is just playing up. So you can imagine that when we got home, we were just like, I can't believe it. We really thought that something was wrong. And we're not saying that nothing is wrong, because it could still be a sign that there is an issue, not particularly with the baby, but it could be anything. We won't know until we go and have that checked. Hopefully tomorrow. We have been to the hospital. I did go to early pregnancy unit yesterday, but that was closed. So the woman that's on the desk for gynae unit turned around and said that we wouldn't see you until you've gone 16 weeks. So you'd have to go to labour ward and see if triage will see you there. So we walked all the way over to the maternity part at the same side of the hospital. And then when I got to triage, she said, no, we wouldn't see you till you've gone 16 weeks pregnant. But if you come in, we'll try and sort something out and see whether we can see you here. Because obviously early pregnancy was closed. So anyway, she did some phone calls, came back and said, you'll have to go back through A&E. And then they will basically do referral to the early pregnancy unit. And it's like, what is the point? You know, if I feel like there's something wrong now, it needs to be addressed now. Why would I want to wait like 48 hours and something bad could already have happened? And she was just like, oh well, unless you're bleeding really heavy, then I suggest you just go home and see what happens. And you can imagine any parent, anyone that is pregnant would be raging. I was raging inside, and I was just like, keep your cool, Sarah. Just keep you cool, you know. So even though I wanted to like scream in her face and say, I don't think you understand, we had a miscarriage last year, and also we have antibodies in my blood, which is a risk to the baby if it's obviously not checked, because it could be causing problems. And she's just like, well, we wouldn't deal with that here. They are specialist blood tests. You would have to go to the early pregnancy unit. And I was just like, right, okay then. Anyway, we goes to A&E. And we goes through the part when you get checked first. You check your blood pressure, they check everything, and then ask you what's wrong and stuff like that. So we explained to her that what was going on, and bearing in mind the brown stuff, it sounds horrible saying that, and I feel like it's just really, I don't even know what the word is, but that's the only way to explain it. It's like a brown discharge. So I said to her we were losing that. It's not continuous, it was very, very light. But obviously it's worrying, especially because we had a miscarriage last year. So she was like, okay. She said your blood pressure's fine, everything else seems fine. And then I was telling her about the antibodies. She said, have you got any problems in your pregnancy? So I said, I've just got antibodies that can affect the baby if they start rising. So she was like, well, we'll probably just check that now. We'll do your full blood count, make sure your HCG level's still rising, and make sure that, you know, the antibodies are rising as well. So I was like, okay. She said usually you can stay and see your doctor, but we'll only really be waiting for your blood test results, and you could be sat here for like 6 hours, and then the doctor could just say, well, there's not very much we can do, you're gonna have to wait until you can see early pregnancy unit on Monday. So she said, so you can either just have your blood test done, wait for them to come back, and then get them on Monday, or possibly if there was something wrong with them, then they would ring you if it was anything serious. So I just said, that is fine. If we just do the bloods, then I will head on home. So anyway, cut a long story short, I sat there for an hour, even though the lady in the room said it won't be long, 10-15 minutes, somebody will be out to take bloods and then you can go. An hour passes, and I'm just thinking, well, maybe they're just busy, like you would do. Anyway, I goes to the desk and I said, listen, I've been sat here for an hour. The woman, when I went in, turned around and said to me that I would only be here for about 10 or 15 minutes waiting to have my blood test done. And she was like, yeah, but everybody has to wait and see the doctor. I said, no. I said, because I'm early pregnant, she said that I don't have to wait to see the doctor. I can just have my blood test done and then I can go home. It just saves time for other people if it's more urgent. So obviously I didn't feel like it was urgent. It worked continuous and I didn't have any pain. So it only made sense that I gave that time to somebody else. So she was like, right, okay, I'll just go and check this now. So we went and sat down. It's about 15 minutes and then a nurse came up to me and she was like, I don't know who's told you to wait for blood tests. She said, but there's nothing on the notes for you to have blood tests. It just says that you can go home. I was like, you mean I've just sat here for nothing? And I was like, the woman just said to me, it's going to take 10 or 15 minutes for somebody to come out and do your blood. Then they found that. I don't know where it was, but they managed to find it, that I was actually meant to be having blood. But then there was nothing on the notes to state the bloods that they said they were going to take. So they didn't even know what bloods they were taking. So they said, oh, well, we can't take them bloods now. We'll just have to do your full blood count and go from there. So I was like, I'm really, really not happy. But I got to a point where I was like, I've been sat in here now for 3 hours and I've been literally messed around from the minute I've walked in to the minute I'm going. It's just not acceptable. These are meant to be professionals. Bearing in mind, these two women, when I walked in, that were checking me, were just laughing and joking, saying, oh, we was looking at a screen and we're doing this and we're just laughing at this patient and blah, blah, blah. And I thought that was just like really inconsiderate and just disrespectful, especially when you've got another patient sat in the room listening to what you're saying. So when I asked her where the stuff was and where the nurses were that I actually spoke to, she was like, oh, they've gone off now. They're not on duty now. And I was just like, I just lost it then. I just turned around and said, you know what, I'm not happy with the way I've been treated. I definitely will be putting a complaint in. Just because it's like my own daughter was sat there, I took Portia with me and I took Vanellope with me, but just because they were going to pick some up for me. So we had the other kids and then Mason was at home. So Portia was sat in the room with me, knowing that the nurse had actually turned around and said we were having blood test done and to wait. So it just wasn't a very, very good day. But touch wood, I think everything is fine. I think it could have just have been like a bit of an implantation bleed that was coming away and just lasted like 15-20 minutes and then it was done. Hopefully it don't come back again. But as you know, anybody out there that's miscarried before, anything that you see that is just not the right colour makes you worry straight away. It's like you always think the worst first. It's like, oh my god, it's going to happen again. Imogen just made me a nice coffee and it's absolutely amazing. I just can't. It's just so good. She's made it with proper coffee, milk and caramel sauce. And it's just the best thing ever invented. At the minute, the baby just loves it. But yeah, anyway, just thought I'd give you a little rundown of what was going on. Don't know what's up in my throat, but I feel like I'm losing it today. I don't know. I've just noticed that over here, from our, like when we walk down the canal, there's the old fire station nurse, right? And the old thing that they used to climb, you can actually see it from here, and I've only just realised that. All that time I've lived here, and I've only just realised that you can see that from here. I am going to be doing a video of how I found out I was pregnant and all the signs that I had and everything like that. I'm going to try and video that this week. Try and do another one which will go on the Simply Sarah channel. That won't be anything to do with the pregnancy. I've not decided whether I'm going to put anything to do with my pregnancy on that channel, or I think I want to try and limit it to what that channel is going to be about. I know I put stuff on there from when I had Vanellope, which I've still got. I've just not, it's just not, nobody can see it, it's just hidden, so it's still there for me to view. But I'm just kind of like, I just hate them videos. Just, it's not even that I don't want to share it on there, but it just seemed silly that I've removed all Aurora's. Sorry, I said Vanellope's, didn't I? I've removed all Aurora's and then I'd put new videos up of this baby, so it wouldn't really make sense. So I think I'm just gonna limit, probably will do like little videos and stuff like that. I mean, I just never got around to doing anything after I had Aurora because of the way Aurora was. She was just very, very needy and clingy and crier. So I'm not saying that I don't want another baby like that, because she was still the cutest, but it was, I won't deny, it was hard work, like really, really stressful and emotional and physically like draining. So I don't know what is up with my throat, but anyway, I'm gonna stop talking because it's starting to do my head in. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna love you and leave you, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's vlog. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to leave a comment, and yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Love you all. Bye bye.